I think there's something to be said for that. We're all imagining it being a certain temperature or whatever it is. You know, maybe that's a subtle level that in some ways we're still like encouraged to have collective visions on even what's going on in the world, or what our estimations of the future are going to be like, the stories we tell. You know, I think those are subtle ways of like implanting these like visions for the future or whatever it may be.
Yeah, that's definitely the stories we tell, right? I mean, I have a really cool chapter on the science of storytelling and how powerful that is and how important it is. And I guess it just depends on, you know, a wish, because a wish is generally something you're expecting something to change. There's something different that's not there, right? And whether that's, you know, we do that on our individual basis, like I wish for this new job, or I wish for this relationship, or I wish for, you know, or like in the book I'm writing now kind of is more about big organizational kinds of wishes and changes. And how do you turn that, like, you look at the problems that, so, you know, people have this anticipation, oh, this change is going to happen, but, you know, huge percent, 70-something% don't work, right? They fail. And it's because they're not wishing in the right way. They're not turning their problems into wishes, and they're not following the right, if you like, just by applying some of the science to it. So, you know, there is so many nuances to it, and it's something I think all of us can think about and relate to and have different points of view on. And I think that's one thing that makes it so fascinating.
Yeah, absolutely. Will you walk me through kind of your process? I mean, I imagine you have a bit of a practice around a wish fulfilled. Like, how do you apply the science to get what you want out of a wish to truly like manifest in that way?
Yeah. And that is one thing, you know, it's like I said, it's kind of, it's a little different from manifesting because it's another way to look at it. And it's another, like, there's a lot of labels around the world of manifesting, right? And there's a lot of, like, it can even go, I even have a chapter in the book about, you know, how some of those things can be taken too far, and that be like, well, if you really wanted this blah, 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 you would have it. So therefore you're making a mistake. And it's like, there's so much more to it than that.
Bringing a level of shame to it almost.
It's like toxic positivity and some of those aspects, you know. There's actually really interesting research that says that some of the people that got into some of those manifestation things, and not all of them. I mean, obviously there's a lot of really beautiful stuff. So I'm just saying, that it has some nuance to it that is hard for people to really grasp. But some of it is actually to the point of, like, people got so over optimistic that they have much higher foreclosure on mortgages, for example. Because they thought, well, I can make that happen. I'm so confident. I'm going to do my this and this and this, and I'm following these rules. And one of the things that I get into, and of course I'm coming back to your question, but is what I call the 4 responses. And that's one of the frameworks of the book, is that every wish is answered in one of 4 ways. It's either yes, no, wait, or something better.
Okay.
Right? So sometimes you get yes, and sometimes yes isn't always what's best for you. Like, sometimes we wish for things, you go, I wish for this, and now I'm like, well, be careful what you wish for. I mean, like, that's like, people think that and think, wait a minute, was that something that was actually going to make me happy? You know, I wish for that Ferrari, and then the next day your neighbor gets a fancier one. Like, why did you really wish for that?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and so I get into the wants versus needs, and we can go down that path if you want. And then no isn't always the worst answer. No might just be more information to get you down a better path, or the path that you should be on.